Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Cyberverse One Step Bludgeon. Now, not counting the Minicon and RID, Cyberverse was actually the first Transformers cartoon that Bludgeon ever appeared in. I mean, the character dates back to G1 with the Marvel Comics, and yet Cyberverse is the first TV show that Bludgeon appears in. Man. And to think, this guy was the Decepticon leader. Oh, well, this guy's G1 namesake was the Decepticon leader in the Marvel Comics. So, yeah, let's just have a look at the figure. Oh, wait! I have the box! Yeah, seeing how this is a recent figure, I actually do have the packaging for this figure. So let's have a look at that first. Well, here we can see that it's actually Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures. So they're trying to cash off of the Bumblebee. I guess probably because the movie came out a year before this figure. Here we have Bludgeon himself holding his sword for Metallicato. Got Bludgeon here as well. Got the Whirlwind Slash, the gimmick that this figure does. Cybertronian mode, so this is actually a Cybertronian tank, which is why it doesn't look like a normal Earth tank. Duh. Here you can see some paperwork that I didn't bother to get out because I'm pretty sure it's just some boring legal stuff. And you can see where the figure was. Like, pretty much it was one of those boxes where, you know, the figure was just out in the open and you just had to cut a few twisty ties to get the figure out. I don't know how I feel about that, because, you know, it makes toy theft quite easy if you just have some scissors. But, yeah. Got this flap here because this actually hides the sword. We'll get into that soon. Got some Decepticons here. Mainly Megatron, Starscream, and Shockwave. Action Attackers, One Step Changer. The other side, got nothing. Underneath, just got some boring stuff here. The back, we got how the transformation works. And it shows you how the gimmick works. Pretty much is tell you fist spins really quickly. It says Evil Decepticon. I mean, if it was a heroic Decepticon, it'd be a Shattered Glass character. Here it says 2019 Hasbro, so yeah, this was a year after the Bumblebee movie, so maybe that's why it says Bumblebee Cyberverse Adventures. I don't know. But that's pretty much it for the box. Let's go back to the figure. And, well, this is a pretty simple tank mode. And if anything, this actually reminds me of the RD Bludgeon that's actually based on G1 Bludgeon. Yeah, there were two Bludgeons in 2015 RID. This one actually reminds me of the one that's recolored from Blast Wave, because it has two turrets. Maybe it's meant to be an homage to that, I don't know. Maybe it's just how Bludgeon Cybertronian mode normally looks like. Well, let's just have a 360 of the figure. Well, here we can see a huge chunk of the tread is missing, and we've got his arm just out there in the open for the transformation. Got the Decepticon symbol there. code there on the turret. The back, which is hollow, so this is actually an H tank. The other side, which is just the same, missing a bit of tread. The arm showing. The front, which we have this going on, which is just a robot chest. And the underneath, where this is pretty much the robot mode's front bit. Is we've got the feet here, we got the waist bit, will be the shoulders. Yeah, there's not really much to say. This is a really simple figure. However, it does have an accessory, because we do have the sword. And I thought I lost it there. Whew. But it does clip on there. So at least he has a sword. Doesn't go in the turret like the... Alright, it doesn't go in the turret like RTF Bludgeon. I forgot which Bludgeon did that, but... Yeah, it doesn't form a turret like Bludgeon's RTF toy did, but... well, it just goes on top like that. So it can be like a stabby tank. But well, that's pretty much all I have to say about the tank mode. So let's just get on with the transformation, eh? Well, if you remember the back of the box, then you know how he transforms. So if we take the legs and just squeeze them together. Yep, that's how he transforms. And the other way around. I mean, normally I don't show how to transform a figure back into his vehicle mode, but with one step changes, that's an exception because, come on, these guys are fun. So if I try and do a slow-mo, which I don't think I'll be able to, I'll do a slow-mo in like, well, here's a slow-mo. So you see what it does is the arms and the treads here, the shoulders, pretty much go outwards. The feet pop out. This slowly goes downward from the chest, and that just all combines together. Okay, one more time. So yeah, that's Bludgeon's transformation, and I just love how fun it is. Oh, and yeah, this is already showing the gimmick, but I'll show the gimmick once I have a look at the robot mode. Well, we can see how these actually interlock for the robot mode, so that's actually pretty clever. We can see that these treads are the shoulders. The turret's just on his back. Not much to say. One cool detail I like is, if you can see that, even though it's not colored, we do have a molded Decepticon insignia. If it'll focus for me. Yeah, you see? There's a molded Decepticon insignia. Now, I look at his head. That's clearly Bludgeon's head. That's the samurai skeleton look. Because every Bludgeon has to resemble his Pretender Shell look. Unless it's RIT 2001 Bludgeon, which I've already reviewed, which is just a yellow Megatron. But yeah, almost every Bludgeon after the G1 figure has to resemble the Pretender Shell instead of the inner robot, but let's be honest, the Pretender Shell for Bludgeon is just so iconic. I mean, there's a reason that this guy is still popular with fans. all the other pretenders are just forgotten. I mean, if I asked a casual Transformers fan about, like, Stranglehold, they would have no idea what I'm talking about. But if I ask them about Bludgeon, I'm sure they'll be like, I don't know, 80% chance they know what I'm talking about. Probably a high chance now because this guy's in Cyberverse. Yeah, I'm not really good with math, sorry. But let's just give him his sword, because well, the only articulation is his arms, so sadly he can't T-pose. No splits. But it's a one-step figure. He has to sacrifice his articulation for transformation. But let's just get on with his action attack gimmick. So you see how he has his sword here. I've put it in his left hand here for a reason. If I pull the hand out, you see it loosens it. So now what I can do is, if I can speak, what I can do is I can just spin it like crazy. So he's like, I don't know, like cutting up enemies maybe. Yeah, this is probably the weakest bit of the figure in my opinion. Ooh. I mean, if you have it out, then it just looks like he's broken his wrist. But at least if you don't like the gimmick like I do, then you can just push the hand back in and he's still perfectly poseable, so at least the gimmick doesn't hinder the figure. So that is really good. Unlike a few other gimmick figures, a few Armada figures, if you will, the gimmick doesn't cripple the figure. Because they fought to actually have it so if you're not doing a gimmick, you can just push the fist in so it doesn't spin like crazy. So that, I really appreciate that. It's not like a few Armada figures where the gimmick doesn't hamper how the figure looks or plays. Hot shot, side swipe. So, yeah, that's really good. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say. Complaints? I mean, I'm not going to complain about the lack of articulation because it's a one-step figure. They're meant to be simple like this. If anything, my only complaint is I just think that this gimmick's a bit naff. But that's just my opinion. But, well, do I recommend this figure? Well, if you're not a fan of one-step figures, then maybe not, but if you're a Bludgeon fan, then I'd say, sure, this guy may be simple, but come on, it's Bludgeon! This guy's awesome! I mean, the transformation may be simple, but come on. No matter what the figure is, Bludgeon is still awesome. So, unless you don't like one-step figures, I really recommend this guy. Because the one-step gimmick is really fun. It's Bludgeon. He looks really cool. And I just really like him. Well, this has been my review. And my voice is cracked, so that's embarrassing. This has been my review on Cyberverse One Step Bludgeon. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.